Are you struggling to make sales on Amazon KDP? Well, you're not alone. I know that feeling with pouring hours into designing a book, hitting publish, and then nothing. No sales, no clicks, just silence. I remember my first KDP book and I thought, this is it. I'm gonna start making some passive income. And then weeks passed, nothing. It took me months before I started making even a few $100s per month. But here's the thing, once I figured out how it all works, things started changing. Now, if this is your first time here, my name is Jeff, and this channel is all about becoming self-sufficient when it comes to making money online. So if this sounds like you, feel free to give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and turn on that notification bell so you can be notified whenever I release a new video. With that being said, let's get right to it. Today, I want to share a simple activity book niche that's making $634 per month, something that anyone can create even if you have zero experience in self-publishing. Listen, I get it. You see people online posting insane KDP earnings, claiming they made thousands overnight, but what they don't tell you is that most beginners struggle. They struggle finding the right niche, they struggle getting their books to rank, and they struggle to ultimately make sales. But you don't have to struggle the way that I did. That's why I created my KDP royalty roadmap, my complete step-by-step guide covering everything: how to properly set up your account without making costly mistakes, the exact keyword research strategy that I use to rank my books, interior and cover design made simple even if you're not a beginner, plus the do's and don'ts that nobody talks about. If you're serious about making KDP work, check it out. I'll leave the link down below. But today, I wanted to go one step further. I found a niche that's low competition, high demand, and making consistent sales. So I'll show you top selling books, what they look like, and why they work. Then I'll walk you through how to create these books step by step. This niche is so simple, literally anyone can do it. With that being said, if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's get started. Now, the niche that I want to show you today is the Woodland Bold and Easy coloring book. Now, if you've watched the other videos on my channel, you know that I cover the Bold and Easy coloring book niche in depth. I have lots of other niches, so feel free to go through those videos as well. But this one in particular is gonna be a little bit better because the competition here is gonna be a little bit less, which just means that you're gonna have an easier chance at getting your book seen and getting it sold. Now, if we take a look at this purple bar, this is called Titan's Quick View. It's a free KDP research tool that I use that you can go ahead and download from the Chrome Web Store. Just make a search for self-publishing Titans, and it's gonna be this one right here, Titan's Quick View, the Amazon niche finder. And it's basically gonna give you this purple bar. It's going to give you this quick view of the BSR data for every book. And it's also going to give you this handy dandy graph where you can see the historical sales of any book. But if we go ahead and take a look at some of this data from Titan's Quick View, the very first thing that I look at has to do with the total results, because that has to do with how competitive a niche is going to be. And right here, we see total results of 146. Now, when I'm looking into the competition of a niche, there's no point putting a book up in an overly competitive niche because your book is just going to have a harder chance at getting ranked on the first or second page of Amazon so that it can be seen and it can be sold. So what I'm looking for are search results that have about 1,000 or less, because it's going to tell me that the niche is not too competitive, which is going to give your book a better chance at getting seen and getting sold. So with the total results being 146, that's well below that 1,000 or so that I look for, which tells me that this niche is not very competitive at all. But as you're gonna see, when we look through the books here on the first page, there's gonna be a lot of books that are selling very, very well. Before we get there, let's go ahead and look at the rest of this data. We see exact match, which basically means how many books are using this exact keyword in their book's title. We see 0 out of 16. Independently published, 16 out of the 16 books on the first page are KDP books, and the average bestsellers rank at 2 million, average reviews at 111, which means that there's going to be some books here that are still waiting on reviews, but there's going to be books here that already have decent reviews. And the average price is $7.97, which if I was going to create this type of book, I would be pricing it at about $7.99. Now, the next thing that I look for, since we know that competition is low, has to do with demand. Now, there's no point putting a book up on Amazon if there's no demand for that niche, meaning nobody's looking for that type of book and no one's interested in that type of book. So in order to judge demand, I'm looking for 3 or more KDP books that all have a bestsellers rank of 300,000 or below, because this is going to tell me that these books are selling consistently right now, which means that there's some sort of demand here. Now, if we take a look at the first page, now I typically skip the sponsored products. We might see these books again, but this is where publishers are paying to basically boost the rankings of their book. I'm really only looking for organic search rankings. So as we can see, this one shows up again. It's actually number 1 right here. However, it still holds the number 1 organic ranking. So this one, Woodland Wonders coloring book for adults and kids. When I hover over it, we can see publisher independently published, which means it's a KDP book. That's what I'm looking for. And the bestsellers rank of 34,000. So that's below that 300,000 BSR that I'm looking for. So that's one book showing demand. The next book, hovering over it, independently published with a bestsellers rank of 65,000. That's going to be 2 books showing demand. And so we need one more. This one right here, independently published with a bestsellers rank of 59,000. So that's already 3 books showing demand. But let's go ahead and look through the rest of the first page. We have this one called Simple Mushrooms Easy Coloring Book with adorable woodland characters. This one's ranked at 153,000. So we see a handful of books here doing very, very well. So if we scroll up to the top of the page, I look for one more thing, and I'm looking at this niche score. Now, when it comes to the niche score, I'm basically using this to validate the demand and the competition that we just looked at. And so I'm looking for a score of at least 50. So with the niche score being 50, we know competition is low, demand is high. This tells me that there's a lot of potential here for profits. So now it's time to look at some of these books, see what they're doing well, see what the interiors look like, so we can see if we can actually create a book of our own. Now, if we take a look at this book, this is called Woodland Wonders, coloring book for adults and kids, bold and easy designs, simple illustrations featuring woodland animals and scenes, bold and easy coloring book. Now, if we look at the reviews, we see overall it's a 5-star, 4.8 out of 5 overall, but 80% is a 5-star, price at $7.99. Now, if we take that price, put it into this Amazon KDP royalty calculator, we can see the standard royalty for this book is $2.64. This is the amount that's paid to the publisher after everything else has been paid out. And what are those things? Well, it's going to be printing costs. This one's going to be $2.15, the Amazon fee of $3.20. So whatever's left over, that's $2.64, goes straight to the publisher. Now, if we take a scroll down to look if there's any A+ content, this is going to be a free tool within Amazon KDP that allows publishers to add more information about their books. Basically, you can add more interiors, you can add more descriptions, you can add more features of the book, because typically if you go back up here to this sample feature, if we take a look at it, oftentimes it's going to miss out on the actual interiors of the book, just like this. As you can see, this is where the actual sample ends, and this is all we can see. This book belongs to page, nothing really of the interior. So what publishers will do, and what you can do, is you can put some of the interiors on the back cover, just like this, so that customers can get a preview of what's actually inside the book. However, the A+ content is a much better place to actually add more interiors, just like this, because you can add more personality into your listings. And you can add, for example, this has single-sided pages. You can see the back side is a blank sheet. Place a protective sheet behind the page you're coloring. So you can add these kind of things within the A+ content that you can't add or you can't see within the sample feature of Amazon. So now here's the interior. We can see a hedgehog, we can see a snail, we can see some flowers, and we can see some more animals. So this is a very simple book, basically with just woodland type animals. And this is why I chose this niche for today, because anybody can create this type of book. And the fact that the competition is so low here, it's going to give everyone a chance to be able to get their book seen. Now let's take a look at that bestsellers rank. I plugged it into here, into this KDP book sales calculator. So with a BSR of 34,873, we can see this book makes about 8 sales per day, about 240 book sales per month, and in estimated royalties, it's about $21 per day and $634 per month. Remember, this is all coming from one single book. And this is why publishers create dozens and dozens and hundreds and thousands of books, because imagine when you have dozens of books making hundreds of dollars per month, it's all going to add up all together at the end of every month. So this is the power of Amazon KDP, because Amazon KDP allows you to do this for free, to upload books for free. So there's really nothing to lose. Now, I've showcased this tool many times on my channel, but basically it's one of the most beginner-friendly and most easy to use art generators for coloring books because this is designed specifically for coloring books. And what do I mean by that? Well, I mean the images that you get from this tool are going to be complete black and white, no grayscaling whatsoever, and it's already going to be upscaled, which means the lines are going to remain crisp and clear, which is what you want in a coloring book. Now, this tool is actually pretty easy to use. There's only a few options. I'm going to show you how the AI generation works, and I'm going to do a simple freestyle method, which basically I'm going to enter a prompt manually. Now, here are my prompts. I use clip art style in all of them, and I just basically changed the animal. So I went cute fox in a clip art style, and then I did deer, rabbit, squirrel, raccoon, owl, bear, skunk, beaver, and moose. Now right here for background option, I chose background layer assist, which basically means that on the background of the subject, there could be more coloring elements. Now the image size, since this is a bold and easy type coloring book, I chose 8.5 by 8.5 inches, but the other common coloring book size is going to be your 8.5 by 11 inch size right here. And then with the line thickness, obviously it's a bold and easy type coloring book. I chose thick, but there's also thin and medium. Now all we have to do is generate images and wait a couple minutes. Now when it's done generating images, it's going to give you 4 sets of images for every prompt. So the first one here is cute fox in a clip art style. And right off the bat, I can see that I probably won't be using the second one right here. However, the first, the third, and the fourth one seem to be okay. So I could choose any one of these. Now the next one is cute deer in a clip art style. So right off the bat, I kind of like the first 3, but I think for a coloring image, maybe the second one is better. Now, if the lines are too thin or too thick, you could go ahead and adjust the line thickness right down here. I'm going to go ahead and add a 4 line thickness just to show you what it looks like. Update image. And as you can see, it thickened up that line a little bit. Now the next one right here, cute rabbit in a clip art style. I might probably go with this one right here. Now the next one, cute squirrel in a clip art style. So this buddy's face is kind of messed up. The second one looks like it could do. This one has 3 arms. And then the last one right here could probably do. I'd probably go with this last one. And then for the next set of images, 17 to 32, we can see cute raccoon in a clip art style. These ones came out very, very good. So I probably would choose this first one, but kind of the toes are messed up here. So maybe go with the second one right here. Now the cute owl in a clip art style, I probably would go with this third one right here. And then this one, cute bear in a clip art style. This one has 3 paws, but the rest of them could probably work. And then this one, cute skunk in a clip art style. The first one and the second one are kind of messed up on the legs. However, the last 2 could do pretty well for this book. And then for the last set of images, we have cute beaver in a clip art style. So I think looking at this one, I kind of like the first one. And then lastly, cute moose in a clip art style. Right away, I probably wouldn't be using the first one because there's too much black here, as well as the third one because there's too much black going on. But this one, the second one, looks pretty good. And the last one right here as well. Now keep in mind for this type of coloring book, you want typically around 30 to 40 images. I just showed you 10. I showed you how easy it was. When you need more images, just change out the subject here to other animals, even plant types, and then just hit generate images. You're gonna get more images. That's how you're gonna create 30 to 40 images. Now, once you have your images, you wanna download the images. So what I do is I download all of them as either PNG or SVG. Now, SVG, I noticed, keeps the quality a little bit better than PNG, but PNG allows you to make modifications to the image if you need to on a program like Canva. So it depends what you want to do. I'm going to go ahead and download SVG, finish this book up, and show you what it looks like on Canva. Now you want to go to Canva and you want to create a design. You want to use custom size and you want to do inches here under units, and you want to make the width and the height 8.5 by 8.5 inches. Now, once you have your project going, the first page is typically a belongs to page. And so in order to create that page, you want to head over to the left-hand side, click on text, click on heading, and type in this book belongs to. And then go ahead and stretch it out so it fits onto one line. And then you can kind of resize it. and put it somewhere in the middle. Now we also need a line where the customer is going to write their name. So go over here to elements and go to shapes and look for these lines, but specifically look for this solid line right here. Put it on the bottom, and then on the end here, you can go ahead and drag it out and then recenter it. And then what you can do if you want is you can turn this text into a coloring element. And how do you do that? Click on it, go to effects right here, and then hit hollow. And you can play around with the thickness right here. Now you can also change the font type to something that looks a little bit more of a coloring book type font. So I chose this one. I'm just gonna make it a little bit smaller, put it right here in the middle. And I'm gonna make this line just a little bit thinner by going to this line style right here and changing the line weight down to probably 2. So that's done. Now we wanna add a page. This page is gonna be blank because it's going to be the backside of this book belongs to page. And that's gonna be with every single image that you create. You're gonna wanna put a blank page on the backside of every coloring image. So right here, add a page. Page 3, we want to put an image. Page 4, blank. Page 5, image, so on and so forth. Now with the images that you downloaded, what I like to do is I just like to highlight all of them and drag and drop them straight into the upload section of Canva. Now with the first set of images, this is the squirrel. So I'm going to go ahead and use this one. And it's very simple. All you have to do is just stretch it out and then make sure you center it. You can go ahead and crop this image as well so we can work with it a little bit better. And then there you go. Now you want to add a page. This page is going to stay blank because it's going to be the backside of this page. Now add another page and just keep doing that with all of the images that you downloaded. Pick and choose the best one from those 4 images per set. And then I'm going to show you what the book looks like. Now, one thing to note is that if you have an image that looks like this, where the image stretches out all the way to the edges of the page, what you're going to have to do is actually modify the page size. So instead of 8.5 by 8.5 inches, you're going to want to add margin in there. So what I do is I use tangent templates to basically help me with the bleed of the interior. So for this one, I need to add 0.125 on the width and 0.25 on the height to be able to include bleed because my images are going to be all the way to the edges, which is why I'll need to print in bleed. So if you're paying for Canva Pro, they make it pretty easy because you can go ahead and resize the design. But if you're using the free Canva, just create a new project with the correct dimensions. So this one, 8.625 by 8.75. Now the next page is going to be blank page. And then this is going to be where another image goes. And then let me go ahead and finish this book up. Okay, so I have all the images chosen. Now, if I go here to grid view, you can see all of the images that I chose. Now, this is what your book should look like. Like I said, I'm short on images, so you're gonna need more images. So just go back to Nurier Creator and then just keep choosing different animals, or you could do different plant types, and just keep generating images. Once you have the images, download them and then put them here on Canva. So just to recap, your first page is going to be a book belongs to page, and then a blank page after every single coloring image. So page 3, coloring image, blank page, coloring image, blank page, coloring image, blank page, all the way through the end of the book until you have about 30 to 40 images, which your book is going to be anywhere from, I would say, 65 to 80 pages in total length. Now, once you have all of your images done and it looks just like this, you can go ahead and save this so it's ready for KDP upload by hitting share, download as a PDF print. You want to choose all pages, and then you want to choose CMYK, but if you only have the free Canva, it's okay to choose RGB and then hit download. Now, don't forget about my KDP royalty roadmap, which is going to help you with the title, the subtitle, the backend keywords, cover design, as well as the do's and don'ts of Amazon KDP. So the link is down below. Go ahead and download that and finish this book, get it uploaded onto Amazon KDP. I'll also leave the link to Nurier Creator if you want to try it out down below. If you have any questions, let me know. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe and turn on that notification bell, as well as follow me on all my socials at JeffSetLife. With that being said, thanks for watching. Bye for now.